Have you started your diet yet? Or have you been dieting and your weight loss has either stalled or really never got going? Well, I'm gonna give you 5 reasons to why this may has happened.
Is getting heavy, I can feel the weight. The pressure of success is like 100 million pounds of
Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's video, I'm gonna give you 5 reasons to why your weight loss may has either stalled or the scale's up and down every day, or it never really got going. So reason number 1, too many calories. Calories are king. Now, when you set up your diet, if it fits your macro style diet or a meal-based plan, a lot of it is set up on your activity, right? So you take into account your basal metabolic rate, how many calories you burn resting, your activity, meaning your job, what do you do for work, how many days a week do you work out, how many calories you burn cooking, whatever. That's why your macros are important, and everyone's macros are different. No, they're individualized to you. So if you're not losing weight, it's possible that you still may be consuming too many calories. Now, with what's going on in the world right now, say, your macros or your meal plan had you on 2,000 calories. Well, that was with you working out 4 days a week, going to work, walking the dog. Well, now one of those things has changed. Maybe you're working from home now. Maybe you're not taking the dog out twice a day. You're only taking him out once. So you're burning less calories than you did before, which could offset your deficit. So you may not be truly in a calorie deficit now, being that your daily activity has changed. So that would be the first place I would look, is to see if I'm consuming too many calories. Number 2, stress. Now, the times we're in right now, there's a lot of stress on a lot of people, and stress does a lot of weird things to the body, as far as the way that it functions. Cortisol, appetite. Some people don't eat. Some people binge eat. People cope with stress in a lot of different ways. So try to stay as calm and keep your mood as level as possible. Even though the times we're in right now, I can see how it can be tough to do that, but let's try to do our best. But that can definitely be a contributing factor to why your weight loss isn't going the way you would like. Number 3, not enough sleep. Sleep is huge. They say you should get 6 to 8 hours of sleep every day. Some people can function on more, some people can function on less, but 6 to 8 is the average. You should try to get that in. If you're not sleeping as well as you should be, the body can't recover. It doesn't function as well as it could. So number 3, sleep could be a part of the problem. Number 4, cutting calories too low. Now, I've seen this to where people think, well, if I just eat less food, then by default, I should lose more weight. This couldn't be any further from the truth. Think of it as like a bank account, right? And fat is money. And let's say you have $2,000 to your name, right? And somebody comes along, a friend, your mom, whoever comes along and says, hey, can I borrow $1,000? Well, you may be a little reluctant to loan them that $1,000, being that you only have $2,000 to your name. Fat kind of works in the same way. The more fat you have, your body is more at liberty to let some of that fat go because it has a decent stored amount. Now, when body fat gets low and you're on low calories, well, your body doesn't really want to give up any of that extra fat, i.e. money. Like, your body wants to store fat. Fat is stored energy. Your body doesn't care about you being lean. It doesn't care about abs. It doesn't care about if you can fit in your bikini, if guys could walk around on the beach with no shirt. It doesn't care. Your body's main objective is to keep you alive. And by storing fat ensures the next time food isn't readily available, it can keep you alive with the stored energy, fat. It can burn that until it gets to its next meal. So by cutting calories too low, the body, it triggers a signal to the brain that's saying we're in starvation mode. We need to slow our metabolism down, the rate that we burn through energy, and start conserving because food supply is short. So in order to lose weight, you still have to eat. So you should always try to eat as many calories as you can while still losing weight. So it's a good possibility if you're on super low calories and your weight loss has stalled, that could be a contributing factor. Now, we can talk about other things like leptin, which is a fat burning hormone that kind of helps reset that process. That's why a lot of bodybuilders or people that are in that have been on long-term fat loss or weight loss goals or prepping for a show, they have things that are incorporated into their diets, and they're called refeed days. It's a day where you raise the calories, mostly coming from carbohydrates, to refeed the body, to kind of trick the body and mind into believing that it's not starving. So, and they'll actually lose more weight after that happens. Now, you may wake up the next morning after a refeed day and you may weigh a pound, 2, 3, 4 more than you did the day before. That's nothing to be worried about. It's mostly glycogen storage and water. That'll drain off within a couple days, and you may even lose more weight that week than you did the previous 2 to 3 weeks before. So you always want to eat as many calories as you possibly can while still losing weight. Number 5, it sounds kind of weird, too much healthy food. It's good to get in your vegetables and fruit and stuff like that, but you should have a variety in your diet. Now, I'm not advocating for, McDonald's cheeseburgers and Taco Bell and stuff like that, but you should have a pretty wide variety in your diet. Some fun foods incorporated through refeed days, or at least a pretty, if it's going to be widespread, then it needs to be consistent. Sodium can be another reason why the scale may not be going down. You may say, God, I've eaten the same food for the last 5 days, and then on the 6th day I went out with my mom and we went out and we had a meal, and the next day I woke up and I weighed 3 pounds more. You didn't gain 3 pounds of fat overnight just from going out and having one meal. More than likely, the one thing about the restaurants is their food is high in what? Sodium. If your sodium levels have been consistent for the last 5 days, and then on the 6th day you went out and had a sodium bomb, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna wake up the next morning holding a bunch of water from all of the sodium that you ate the day before. So just drink plenty of water and that will drain off. The other reason why is, 1 gram of carbohydrates draws in 4 grams of water. So for every 1 gram of carb you eat, 4 grams of water attaches to that 1 gram of carbohydrates. So it's nothing to be worried about. That's why I always preach consistency. Consistency is the key. If you're on a fat loss diet, in my opinion, you should run a diet that's pretty simple. In case there's anything that goes wrong, you don't have this large variety of, I was fitting donuts and Pop-Tarts and whatever into my macros, and now I'm having this problem and I don't know how to fix it. Well, if you ran a pretty consistent diet, most of the time, it will be pretty easy to figure out what the problem is. So, those are my 5 tips. I'm gonna give you a bonus one that's kind of attached to not getting enough sleep and stress. Is cortisol. Cortisol can result in water retention. It can result in diabetes, weight gain, all of that. So getting sleep and keeping a pretty level mood helps to keep cortisol levels down. So those are my 5 reasons to why you may not be losing weight on your fat loss. If there's any questions you have, leave them in the comment section below and I will be sure to answer it. I want to thank you again for watching. Follow me on Instagram at Harley Davidson or nothing, all one word. Once again, I want to thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at the next video. Another bonus one. that I'm going to give you. Fiber. Fiber is huge. Fiber is good to keep the food moving. It's also a good thing to get in fiber because your body has to work a little harder to digest fiber, and the net calories from fiber isn't the same as your traditional carbs. I believe that they should still be counted. Just because, you know, something has 20 grams of carbs and 15 grams of fiber doesn't mean that the net is 5 grams of carbs. A lot of labels will be printed like that. They'll trick you into believing that, but if it's 20 grams of carbs, it should still be counted as 20 grams of carbs. You should eat about 11 to 15 grams per 1,000 calories eaten. So that could be another reason why the scale looks like it's not moving. Is because, not to be disgusting, but you could be backed up. So make sure you get enough fiber in your diet every day.